Like American Express is the best by far, and that's the only way. Why I'm getting so frustrated. I'm like, why can't you fix your credit
I
cards
know.
so I can come to you and enjoy? Because I enjoy you.
Mhm.
Let me enjoy you. I'm loving your product. I used to love all these credit cards, and now I'm shooting them. Look at this. I don't understand it, man. I was a big fan of American Express. I started as a hater, then I became a
Really?
lover. Yes, yes,
Hmm.
because
And hold that thought, Konstantinos, because I actually have to let you guys know that this is a clipped up podcast that I did just about a week ago with Konstantinos Points, and he's pretty much going over his woes with American Express after the whole falling out we had with them. And in this video, he's going to be talking about exactly why he decided to shoot all of his American Express cards after they were canceled. That's right, he actually shot them. And number two is that American Express is maybe not as luxurious as some people might imagine. Number three is just all the issues he has with, the daily, the monthly, the yearly credits that actually come with some of their higher tiered cards. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope you all gain a greater perspective just by hearing both sides of each argument, right? All right, back to it.
yeah, work first day. How do you want us to call you? And I said, it's Konstantinos, for short is Costa if you want. What can I do with these credit cards? You know? So I
They're
always wanted.
useless, right?
Yes, right. Yeah, they just take space. So before I trash them, no, I wanted to trash them before, but now that they look so cool, I don't want to. Uh,
Right.
so I said, let me use my pellet gun, and I have a very good one, to shoot them and see how it goes, how strong they really are.
Oh my god.
The Delta Gold, blue preferred, all of four of them, and it went through like nothing, like
Really?
nothing.
Whoa. Huh.
So then I say, okay, that's obviously very tough with lead pellets.
Mm.
So I shot the first on the platinum, and as you see here, it just did a dent on it. It
Whoa.
didn't. It didn't go through. Tough cookie. So I look at the center. Look at the head of the Centurion here.
Uh-oh. Jeez.
You see, two. That's two.
It's devastating.
See, it just goes through. So if it goes through with a pellet gun, this cannot protect you. If you think that you're gonna have your wallet with your metal cards and protect you from something, forget it. If it went through with a pellet gun, a real rifle or a gun, forget it.
I used to hope. I was like, maybe one day if I'm in a sketchy neighborhood, I'm gonna put them in the
No,
little
no,
pocket.
no.
Bing. No, that's gonna go right through
Maybe for a knife. Maybe for a knife.
for a
And
knife.
and here,
Yeah, I
yeah.
wonder if a knife would stop it. I bet it would.
Because many times we present. We make that mistake a lot, all of us. A new credit card comes and we say, oh, it offers lounge access. I assign $50 for it. So
Yeah.
if I use it
Yeah.
twice, that's $100, and you put $100 value there.
Mm.
How do you know? Like, first of all, what is luxury? Is it luxury for you to travel on foot 20, 30 minutes away from your gate, to go maybe to another terminal, to go to a lounge to get a free drink? Is that luxury? Because if you are in Atlanta and you fly from Atlanta all the time and you like Delta, and the lounges are right there, of course it makes sense. But for somebody like me, every time I travel, I find all the lounges are on the other side. What is true luxury? Luxury for me is to sit on my gate,
Hmm.
okay, or close to it. Like, I'm one of those people that you see in memes. Like, I go to check actually that the gate exists, and then I go then I go do everything else.
Yeah. I'd actually, yeah, same.
You know?
Same. So,
Yeah.
so that's interesting. So, you're almost, your thoughts are very true for a lot of people in the community. It's been the current thing. It's just that most people are tired of old Amex's changes and the credits and everything's much harder to use and just wanting more of a simplistic approach. It's interesting you say, what is luxury? Is luxury, yeah, being 30 minutes from your terminal where you have to walk because the Centurion Lounge is so far away? Or
No.
is it being right at the terminal? I mean, it's a good point. And then
If you think
what
about
value
it,
you describe to it, yeah.
if you think about it, let's say you have that $700, you didn't pay it on an annual fee,
Hmm.
and you make, let's say, most of people make one international trip a year, and let's say you have extra charges for a suitcase And let's say you pay for the restaurant at the airport and your drinks and everything else. How much would you pay? Let's say $35, $60 for the bag. Let's say $100 round trip. just you know, and then another $100, $200 on restaurants. That's $300,
Hmm.
and you still have $400 to do whatever you want with it. And I hear people say, "Oh, but Uber, oh, but this." I use all my Uber for Uber Eats. Just to, I still get it, by the way. After all this time, I still get it.
Wait,
I get
since
the
the
Uber Eats
platinum's
credits and the
no
gold.
way. What?
The platinum and the gold. I get $25 every month. At Christmas, I got 45.
In the cards for kids for 7 months?
Yes,
No
I
way.
still get the credit.
Oh my god.
And let me
I
tell
would,
you,
yeah. Oh
once they
my.
canceled, they returned a good amount of the annual fee.
Oh really?
I got back like $500 total between the two credit cards.
Mm.
So I got like $500 back. I didn't pay the full amount, and I still get the credit.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Like $25 a month for the rest of your life, maybe.
No, it's probably for the year, but yeah.
It's like winning those sweepstakes, like get a pound of flank steak for life, a pound but once a
Uh huh.
month for life. That is so
Uh huh.
crazy. Wow.
Let me comment here something because I see the
Hmm.
90,000 gold points sign up bonus here. Okay, good. 90,000 points 3 years ago would be big news. 90,000 points today, if you ask me, with inflation, is the equivalent of 65,000 points of back then.
Really?
First of all,
Hmm.
I mean, that's what I see from the pricing. Once that's done, you need to make sure that your credit card makes sense. It's the everyday use that we have an argument here. It's not the sign up bonus. Every credit card makes sense for the first year because you get a sign up bonus. It's what happens from that point after that is what I don't see people thinking a lot. That's
Hmm.
why, again, on my presentations, I'd always first year and second and every year
Hmm.
after. So people do the
Hmm.
same mistake with the gold. They get the gold 90,000. I spend $300. I got the gold, and I got like $900 or more the first year. Good, yes, I agree with you. But what happens the second year?
Hmm.
I think that's what's missing always in the calculations, and everybody assumes, oh, of course I'm gonna go to, I don't know, Cheesecake Factory, and I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna. How much is to go in one of these restaurants? What does that? What does $10 do to you? If $10 is good money for you, you shouldn't have a platinum or a gold. If you ask me,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know.
So how do you feel about because a lot of I a lot of people putting predictions out and whatnot, and we obviously saw what happened with the Delta cards where they got introduced to we got introduced to Resi credits, so now the Resi, the reservation platform that Amex bought, now you have credits towards the Resi restaurants, which on average those restaurants are fairly expensive. There are some places that they're not, it depends where you are, but how do you feel like that? Because I put out a prediction video saying that I think the dining credits on the gold card may go away and it might be replaced with a Resi credit because that just means more money for Amex no matter what. How would you feel about like Resi? How do you feel about Resi credits in general?
You're
Having said
going
that,
back to what I said. It makes it even more complicated, and you
yeah,
want me to get into your ecosystem and make it even more complicated for me to use. If you want to give a credit, give it for restaurants, any restaurants. It's the credit is already not much, if you ask me. It's
yeah,
$120 a year, $10 every month. Like, what is that? Give it to me for McDonald's better. At least I can get a free meal for real. Like,
it's true. Yeah,
I don't understand it, man. I was a big fan of American Express. I started as a hater, then I became a
really.
lover. Yes, yes,
Hmm.
because if back then Chase credit cards were incredible, like the Sapphire Reserve, even the preferred were making a lot of sense. They still do, but they look dated comparing to
Hmm.
what they used to be.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you see even their sign up bonus, they haven't updated their sign up bonuses forever. And every now and then they come with 80,000 points for the preferred, and they say, "Oh, 80,000 points. Yeah, well, that's not as good as it used to be." Amex have gone really complicated. It's like this. People like to say, "Oh, it's like an expensive woman. You have it, and it needs a lot of maintenance, but oh, it's worth it." That's good for a little bit. If you are new with American Express and you're getting all the sign-up bonuses, be my guest.
Yeah.
Get all of them, starting with the green, as we know now.
Right.
Okay, but anything more than that, I would say stay away. First of all, everybody knows that American Express is end game. You have everything else, and then you go to American Express because they approve you on top of everything. Going back to the luxury, is it luxury if everybody can have it? You tell me.
That's a good point.
Do you know how many people do you know that were not approved for American Express? I know more people that were not approved for Capital One basic credit cards than American Express Platinums.
Hmm. That's funny. Actually, I did a podcast with the CEO of Credit One, and he made a joke, but it was actually kind of on the point what you just mentioned, which was, I was like, "Well, Amex is great. They give me a lot of value. I have 6 of their cards, etc." He was like, "How many Credit One cards do you have?" I was like, "None." He's like, "How exclusive is Amex really that they give you a card if you have a Pulse, right?"
If you had to take a guess of the 28 people that are in the chat now, we lost 6 people. If you had to take a guess of the 28 people that are in the chat right now, how many of them do you think have Credit One cards?
Put a 0% chance on that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Most people that are watching the channel, usually they don't jive with Credit One in their business.
Right. But you've got Amex, right?
Yeah.
And you've got Chase.
Yeah, I got a Chase card.
Yeah, right. So you see how easy it is for people to get those cards? But practically nobody has my cards, right?
Got it.
Right?
Got
you see
it.
where I'm going here?
And it obviously that's a joke, but it is kind of true. I mean, it's a lot harder for me to actually accumulate Chase cards than it is. I mean, I had 6 before. I had 6 Amex cards before I even got my second Chase card. Because of their rules and whatnot. So I don't know. Do you almost feel like Amex should have? Because if that's their plan, you almost expect them to maybe raise the annual fee to 2,000, like you said, or have some sort of other measures in place, like a 524, almost like they're doing with Family Language, which I think is a little weird. But yeah.
I wish. If you want to be exclusive, if you want to be a niche credit card as you like to portray yourself and be exclusive, there's only 2 things that you can be exclusive. 2 things, 2 ways. One, price, outprice the customer. That's the one. And the other one is exclusivity, rarity. If you are rare and people can't even get it, regardless if they have money or not. So yes, I have $700. Oh, I'm not giving it to you. Who are you? Then you would say, oh. So then it would make sense to be happy to have a platinum because, hey, you also have 700, but I have it. You don't. Because that's what people are looking for. Like, I know people, it sounds very shallow, but people do see these kind of things. They like, oh, I like the weight of it. I like, if you really didn't care, you wouldn't care if it's metal. You wouldn't care how much it weighs. Look how many YouTube videos there are about its weight, about how it looks, about its shine, about I don't know what.
With drop tests, yeah.
Yeah, drop tests. Because if you really didn't care about these things, you would have it on your phone. Yeah. You would go with the Apple Pay and go like this.
It's true. Yeah. It's funny too. I think RJ might have mentioned that, like, he liked the exclusivity of, like when the Amex Rose Gold. You know how I feel about the Amex Rose Gold; it's the worst. But when that was originally a limited edition drop, like, oh, now you can get the Amex in Rose Gold, the gold card in Rose Gold. Like, everybody wanted it. Like, it was just It was super hyped there. But now that they made it just common, well, it's back to sucking again. Sorry, everybody else.
They did the same with the Delta card. Remember when they had the Delta, the special version from a 747 metal? They did the same thing. Everybody jumped on it. Oh, I got it. If you didn't care about these things, and you're not a shallow, you wouldn't care. But you care. Let's be honest here. We care. We care. All of us care. I like to be a little exclusive, but what I'm trying to say is that Amex is not that.
A lot of people have a hard time getting a Venture X, for sure.
Yes. I remember when I had a 680 credit score back in the day, I couldn't get a Capital One credit card.
They're
They
pretty
kept saying
exclusive.
no. Yeah. It's very hard. And once you get one, you need to wait. Try to apply for a second. You'll see.
Yeah, I didn't expect Konstantinos Kostas to start hating on Amex completely, but I'm here for
Listen,
it. You know?
I'm all about the numbers. I don't hate anything. If tomorrow they fix something, I'll come back and say, you know what? They fixed it. I'm all for it. I just like to put the numbers, as you have seen in my presentations. I do first year, I do second year, and sometimes I take the same credit card and I say, okay, how does it compare with the competition? Okay, instead of having this, I could get this, or this. How does this compare? And then you see the difference. And they still make sense. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm not hating. I'm saying that they still make sense, but not nearly as much as they used to.
Gotcha.
And on top of that, it's irritating that they put all these different rules, and it makes it harder. It doesn't. I'm not saying that they don't work. I'm not saying that they're not making sense, especially for the first year. But you need to be also realistic. How many people really need a platinum? Are you a project manager traveling the country? Are you having so much money that you do at least 2 Hilton resorts a year? If that's the case, then maybe you don't even need it. But let's say, hobby's sake, you take it. But for the average person that travels once a year, we like to fantasize us guys. You know, I'm gonna get that convertible and I'm gonna get chicks. But you forget you're married with 3 kids and no money. So, like, we like to let's be realistic here. How many people do really need a platinum? Really need the platinum, and will get good usage out of it. Does your airport have a Centurion Lounge? Is it close to your gates that you typically fly? Like, you have to think about these things. I didn't. That's why I'm saying I'm talking by experience here. I got the platinum. I got to the airport. I'm like, okay, where's my lounge? Oh, the other building. I'm like, are you joking? The other building? I go to Europe. Where's my lounge? On the other side of this building.
Jeez.
I'm like, what's the purpose? Or wait. You have to go and you wait. I went with my daughter to Costa Rica and we stopped in Atlanta. We were flying Delta. I have my platinum. I go to the lounge and they say, yeah, you are free. Your daughter is $40. I'm like, $40? She's going to drink an orange juice. Are you like...
Yeah.
I'm like, man, thank you. No, thank you. That was the end of it. That day, I'm like, what do I have this for? If I can get my then 7-year-old to get an orange juice, forget it. No, customer service, it's second to none. 100%. First of all, every time I called for my platinum, I wouldn't wait more than a minute, maybe 2 if it was a bad day.
Yeah.
A bad day, 2 minutes. Anything I would ask immediately. Like, I have to say that. Like, customer service, second to none. And big difference, too. Like, big difference.
Yeah.
I love Chase customer service. It's not even close, though. No. Like, American Express is the best by far. And that's the only way why I'm getting so frustrated. I'm like, why can't you fix your credit cards so I can come to you and enjoy? Because I enjoy you. Let me enjoy you. I'm loving your product. I used to love all these credit cards, and now I'm shooting them. Look at this. Look at this.
I'm shooting them.
So cute.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Yeah. Can I show this one more time to people?
Of course, man. I want to.
Can I show this one more time?
He shot. For people who weren't here earlier, he shot all of his.
Baby, look at this.
Jesus, that's a thumbnail right there. Did